In recent times, your person has been going through a period of intense emotional turmoil. They've been feeling utterly drained, discouraged, and overwhelmed by sadness. This emotional exhaustion left them unmotivated, unable to take any action or commit to anything, even when opportunities or support were presented. At this point in their life, they weren't ready to give or receive any offers, whether emotional or otherwise, as their inner world was in disarray. It was as if they had lost touch with the things that truly mattered, including you and the love you've been offering them. They were in such a state of emotional messiness that they couldn't even recognize or appreciate the significance of your presence in their life. The love, care, and emotional support you were extending to them went unnoticed because they were too preoccupied with their own pain and confusion. It wasn't that they didn't care for you or value what you brought into their life, it was more that they were so deeply buried in their own emotional storm that they couldn't see it. They were searching for answers, but these answers weren't easily found. As a result, they withdrew into themselves, entering what can be described as a hermit mode. In this hermit-like state, they cut themselves off from the outside world, including you. It wasn't personal. This retreat was necessary for them to try to process the overwhelming emotions they were dealing with. They felt compelled to find clarity within themselves and, in doing so, separated from others, including the relationships that were meaningful to them. This period of isolation may have been difficult for you because it created a sense of distance and disconnect, but for them, it was crucial to step away in order to heal from the emotional baggage they had been carrying. Your person has been through a lot. Past trauma and heartbreak have weighed heavily on their heart, and they've been working to overcome the emotional wounds these experiences left behind. These wounds likely stem from previous relationships or difficult life experiences, leaving them hesitant and guarded. The pain they've been carrying has kept them in a state of solitude. During this time, communication with you might have been scarce, if not completely absent. They were too absorbed in their own healing process, trying to make sense of the emotional debris from their past before they could move forward. At this moment, you both might be feeling disconnected from one another. This distance between you is not just physical but also emotional. It may feel as though they've shut you out, and you're unsure about where things stand. However, it's important to understand that the disconnect isn't a reflection of their feelings for you. Instead, it's a sign that they are in the midst of deep reflection. They're analyzing their situation and strategizing their next steps. They are figuring out how to approach life moving forward, including how to re-engage in a relationship with you in a way that's meaningful and sustainable. Even though it might feel as though the connection is stagnant, with no visible progress being made, trust that things are shifting beneath the surface. The universe is at work, and sometimes the most important growth happens in moments of stillness. Just because you can't see immediate changes doesn't mean they aren't happening. The energy that feels stuck right now is actually preparing to move. The period of stagnation is temporary, and when the time is right, things will begin to shift. This stuck energy will soon dissolve, allowing for the flow of new, positive developments in your connection. As difficult as it may be to wait during this time of apparent inaction, know that the universe often operates in mysterious ways. Sometimes, the most profound changes happen when we least expect them. Your person is working through their own process, and once they have gained the clarity they need, there may be surprising and unexpected shifts in your relationship. These surprises may come in the form of renewed communication, a deeper emotional connection, or a new level of commitment. Whatever form it takes, be open to the possibility of something unexpected emerging from this period of reflection and healing. In the meantime, it's important to remain patient and trust that things are unfolding as they should. The path forward may not be entirely clear right now, but rest assured that both you and your person are being guided toward the right outcome. This period of disconnection will not last forever, and soon the stagnant energy will dissipate, making way for new opportunities and growth in your connection. Stay hopeful and open to the unexpected, because when the universe starts to move, it can bring surprising and beautiful changes into your life. The love confession you made to me still lingers in my mind, and what haunts me most is the way I walked away after you opened your heart to me. I didn't leave because I didn't care or because I didn't feel anything for you. Quite the opposite, in fact. The truth is, I walked away because I didn't feel worthy of you, and that feeling was overwhelming at the time. I was struggling with my own inner battles I didn't even fully understand back then. Before you came into my life, I was in a very dark place. My energy was low, my thoughts were scattered, and I was entirely out of balance in every area of my life. I was going through the motions without purpose, drifting from one day to the next. My self-worth was at an all-time low, and I couldn't see beyond the chaos that was consuming me. The idea of having someone as genuine, caring, and emotionally present as you felt like something I didn't deserve. I wasn't sure I could be the person you needed or even meet you halfway. But looking back now, I realized that the situation with you was a turning point for me. It made me reflect on myself in ways I hadn't before. It forced me to see parts of myself that I had been avoiding for a long time, areas that needed growth, healing, and transformation. Being around you brought things to the surface that I couldn't ignore anymore. You didn't just make me question my worth in relation to you, you made me question my whole approach to life. I realized how much work I still needed to do on myself if I ever wanted to truly level up, not just for you, but for myself. Since that time, I've been on a path of self-discovery and growth. I've become more spiritual, though not in the same way that you are spiritual. I don't follow the same practices or beliefs exactly, but something inside me has shifted. I can feel a deeper connection to life, to my inner self, and to the universe in ways I hadn't before. It's like something within me is awakening, and I'm starting to see life through a different lens. I've come to understand that the way I was living before, the way I was existing day to day, simply wasn't enough. There was a hollowness, an emptiness that I was trying to fill with distractions and surface-level things, but none of it brought me true fulfillment. Now, I'm beginning to uncover all the things I've been doing wrong for so long, not just in relationships but in all aspects of my life. So much of it stems from fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of not being enough. And, of course, my ego played a huge part as well, constantly trying to protect me from these fears but in all the wrong ways. It's like I was living in a cycle of self-sabotage, never allowing myself to grow or heal because I was too afraid to face the truth of my own imperfections. In the time since I walked away, I've found myself dreaming about you often. My dreams are so vivid, and you're always there. Sometimes it's the conversations we had, sometimes it's moments that never happened but feel so real. In these dreams, it feels like we're still connected, like we're still figuring things out together, even though we're apart in a waking world. When I wake up, I carry these dreams with me throughout the day. They stay on my mind, making me reflect on everything that happened between us, on everything I should have said, and on everything I still wish I could say to you. These dreams make me miss you even more. They bring all those emotions back to the surface, the longing, the regret, the wish that I could go back and handle things differently. I miss our conversations, our connection, the way we understood each other on a level that was deeper than words. You brought something into my life that I hadn't felt in a long time, and maybe that's why I felt so unprepared and overwhelmed by it. But now, all I can think about is how much I wish I hadn't walked away. How much I wish I had been more honest with you about what I was going through, about my fears and my struggles, instead of letting them push me away from you. I'm still working on myself, still learning, still growing. But every day, I think about you, and I wonder if there's still a place for me in your life. I wonder if you ever think about me the way I think about you. And if somehow, in the future, our paths might cross again, maybe then, I'll finally be the person I always wanted to be for you. Your partner betrayed you at a time when your love for them was pure and deep, and your efforts to protect them were coming from a place of spiritual care. You were offering not just your affection, but a higher sense of devotion, one that connected both of you on an emotional and spiritual plane. However, despite your kindness, they took it for granted. They made choices that led to betrayal, breaking the trust you had built together. Now, as they reflect on their actions, they are overwhelmed with regret. The realization of what they've lost, and the weight of their actions, has hit them hard. They see clearly that they mistook your compassion for weakness, and in doing so, they failed to recognize the rare and precious connection you were offering them. This shift in their awareness is about to become more evident to you. You are about to see your partner for who they truly are. The layers of masks they have been wearing, the emotional barriers they put up, are starting to fall away. They can no longer hide behind excuses or pretend to be someone they're not. You'll see a raw, vulnerable version of them, someone who is grappling with their own inner turmoil and battling the shame of their betrayal. For a long time, your partner has been concealing their true emotions, afraid to fully open up. They may have feared rejection or simply didn't know how to handle the depth of the connection you shared. Whatever the reasons, they've kept parts of themselves hidden from you. But now, they are tired. Tired of living behind a facade, tired of pretending everything is fine when internally, they are struggling. The weight of hiding their authentic self is too much to bear, and they can no longer keep up the act. They are on the verge of exposing their true emotions and feelings to you, finally being honest about what they've been going through. Your partner is desperate to stay connected with you, more so than ever before. They are obsessed with your energy, drawn to it like a magnet. It's as though they've come to realize that the warmth, love, and spiritual connection you provide is irreplaceable. This sudden craving for your presence stems from the void they now feel without you. The distance between you, whether emotional or physical, has made them recognize how much they depend on your energy to feel whole. They see your light, your essence, and they long to be close to it again, to be wrapped in the comfort of your presence. The energy you embody now is unlike anything they've seen before. There's something priceless about the way you carry yourself. You have transformed, possibly due to their betrayal, into someone more confident, more self-assured, and more radiant. While they may have expected you to crumble or shrink under the weight of the situation, you've done the opposite. Your spirit shines brighter, your energy feels lighter, and your aura is more powerful. They've been secretly observing you, astonished at how you seem to have grown even stronger in their absence. Every move you make, every word you say exudes a confidence that they find both intimidating and magnetic. Your confidence has left them in awe, but also nervous. They love you deeply, perhaps more than you know, but the idea of facing you now, of opening up and revealing their true emotions, fills them with fear. They are unsure of how to approach you, how to make things right after what they've done. Your newfound strength makes them feel small in comparison, as if they are no longer the person you once loved. They are intimidated by how well you are carrying yourself, how unaffected you appear to be on the outside. Yet, beneath that fear, they are in love with the person you've become. Despite their nervousness, their love for you is undeniable. They are just afraid of what will happen when they open up to you, unsure if you will forgive them or if it's too late to salvage what was once so strong between you. They know that in order to move forward, they must be vulnerable, and that terrifies them. The love they feel for you, however, is stronger than their fear, and soon they will have no choice but to reveal everything they've been hiding, how much they regret their betrayal, how much they miss your presence, and how deeply they still love you. The question now is whether their honesty will be enough to repair the damage that has been done, and whether the connection you once shared can be rebuilt in the light of truth.